All right, so the Republicans are scared. That's what I'm gonna say. They're scared. Donald Trump is scared. The Republicans are scared. They thought that this fight within the Democratic Party was gonna be a long, brutal fight within the party. Um, I don't like the way things was handled. I don't like the way that Biden was forced out. I know at the end they say he made his own decision. He decided to step out. But any way you look at it, he was forced out. The Democratic Party, a lot of people turned their backs on him. A lot of people backstabbed him. A lot of people said a lot of bad things to make people believe in the polls and push the polls to a point to where it was no return and saying he couldn't win. So to me, I still believe Joe Biden was the best candidate. I believe without all of the press, all of the bad press, all of the press people pushing him out, the mainstream media, I believe without his own party pushing him out, I believe that he would have been off to a great start. I believe that the fundraising would have been just as good as it has been for Kamala Harris in these past couple of days. I believe without them supporting him and trying to force him out, and I believe with the mainstream media forcing him out as well, he was unable to continue forward. So this is where we are now. He dropped out. He endorsed Kamala Harris, which that was the only other option, really. The only thing I can say based on Professor Lichman is that maybe he should still resign, and that would have made them have the extra key, and that would have gave Kamala Harris the guaranteed, the position.
As many of you know, before I was elected as vice president, before I was elected as United States Senator, I was the elected Attorney General, as I've mentioned, of California. And before that, I was a courtroom prosecutor. In those roles, I took on perpetrators of all kinds. Predators who abused women, fraudsters who ripped off consumers, cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
She would actually be the first president if he was to resign. I feel like it's not too late for him to do it. I feel like it could be done, and I think it should be done. I feel like if you don't have to do it right away, but I say before he leaves that office, I don't care if it's the last day before, he should resign. And just to make sure she becomes the first president, I would do it before November 5th election. Just to see how it goes. Because they're afraid. They're afraid of Kamala. They are very afraid of Kamala. I worry a little bit. I believe some people, because she's a woman, won't vote for her. I believe because she's a black woman, some people won't vote for her. But I do believe that she's definitely got what it takes to win. She's definitely the best candidate right now. I feel like there's nobody else better. I feel like if it's not Joe, then it's got to be Kamala. But y'all got to hear what the senator said. Let's take a look at what Senator of Ohio said.
Fight! 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 We got time. Come on. Hey, we are in the fight for the soul of our nation. We are in a fight for our kids and our grandkids, a fight that we can never imagine. I believe wholeheartedly Donald Trump and Butler County's J.D. Vance are the last chance to save our country politically. I'm afraid if we lose this one, it's going to take a civil war to save the country, and it will be saved. It's the greatest experiment in the history of mankind. And if we come down to a civil war, I'm glad we got people like Schmitty and the Bikers for Trump on our side.
This is what we've been talking about. This is what they've been warning about. They basically saying it's going to be a civil war. If Donald Trump don't win, it's going to be the next civil war. But yet they was talking about toning down the rhetoric. They talked about toning down the rhetoric, and taking it and, you know, making it more positive and uniting the party and uniting America, uniting everybody. But that lasted for one 15-minute segment of a speech at the convention. And now here we are. We back to where we started. Even worse, it's no unity. They're not looking for unity. They're looking for what they mean by unity is if everybody unite behind Maga. If everybody don't unite behind MAGA, then there's no unity. So take a look at these clips. Take a look at what I've been seeing. You know, Kamala, you know, first speech since Biden stepped down. And y'all will see what I'm talking about. That's the world we're living in now. If they don't win, they're saying it'll be a second civil war. He then later tried to go back and apologize for what he said, but it's too late. We already know what the plan is. That's been the plan. That is the plan. That's been the plan. If Kamala wins, it's going to be January 6th on steroids.